Hello out there, and welcome back. I'm Anthony Mattioli from Adventures with Anthony. Wait a minute, Adventure Outdoors with Anthony and Steve.
Get it right, man.
I know that's okay. Okay, we're
You're
there.
going to have to write this on your wall, okay, in front of you.
For sure.
You're confusing me now.
Hey, Adventures Outdoors with Anthony and Steve, take 2. Okay, got it. Great to be here. Got an exciting podcast for you today. And joining me, as always, my West Coast partner, hiker extraordinaire, Steve Mattioli. Steve, good to have you back.
Good morning, Anth. How we doing today? Sounds like you're up and at 'em and ready to go.
Every day. You know, Steve, you got to come out of the gate strong, no matter what you do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm naming this podcast today Avenue of the Giants.
Oh boy. Steve, we're going hiking today, right? That's where we're going.
We're going hiking, and we're going into some territory that could be a little squatchy. We'll see.
We'll see. And Steve, I was told I was told by a little birdie last night we're going to Humboldt Redwoods State Park, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and in that spirit, I brought my Sierra Bub sunglasses.
Man, those look so good on you, Anth.
I know.
Those are awesome.
Thank you, Steve. And I tell you what, I got my Sierra Bubs on, and I can see everything so clearly, and I'm not afraid of glare. I'm not afraid of the sun, and I'm not afraid, and I'm glad that they're polarized. So I'm all ready to go now. I did bring a hat. Now my straw hat that I normally use is in the dry cleaner, Steve. So I had to put together my Cleveland Guardians hat, and I've got some Guardians gear on, and I'm ready to go hiking. So
all right.
With that, I'm going to turn it over to you and get this thing started.
All right, yeah. By the way, we are introducing what we call adventure kits, our Trailblazer kit on our website, is going to include those great pair of glasses you see on Anth right now, plus a safety whistle, plus a 20-pack of our Backpack Buddy compressed towels. You do not want to miss that. That'll be up in the next week or so. So make sure you go take a look at that, and we thank you for your support. So Anth, today we're going to the Avenue of the Giants. Now, if you've never been to California, you've been to California, right, Anth? You've been
yes,
here.
Sir.
But you've never been north of Sacramento, correct?
I've always gone south. Yeah,
you've always gone
right.
south. Okay, and most people do. LA's the big draw, and I'm in Northern California up near the Sacramento area. But where we're going today, we're going even north of that, okay? We're going northwest to the very northwest corner of the state, and it's called the Avenue of the Giants. And it's because, as you said right there, we have Humboldt Redwoods State Park. This is near Redcrest. It's just south of Eureka, California. It's near the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful area. Before I get into my experience there, Anth, did you know it is the largest old-growth redwood forest on Earth? Right there.
Steve,
that's why they call it the Avenue of the Giants. Yes.
Yeah, I did not know that. I did a little research on it, but I remember reading about it, but I did not know that. Say that again. See, the largest?
Yeah, it's the largest old-growth redwood forest on the earth. It's unbelievable. Okay. I've been there, obviously. Over 17,000 acres of redwoods, some towering over 300 feet tall. It's amazing.
Wow.
And it has, it's called Avenue of the Giants. That's where it gets its name from. And there's actually a 31-mile scenic drive called the finest forest drive in the world. I've been on it. It's right off famous California Highway 101 up there. It winds through the cathedral-like groves. If you've never been there and you want to see some trees and some beautiful area, this is a great place to go. Also, in this area, I was able to touch and actually take a picture of me. I'll see if I can find that picture, Anth. There's a tree called the Giant Tree, and it stands 363 feet tall with a circumference of 53 feet. Now think about that, a 53 feet circumference. Its estimated age is 1,600 years old. So this is a fantastic area. Lots and lots of huge redwood trees, lots of forest. And this is where our story starts today, Anth, because in this area is where I had an experience that I want to share with our audience and get their thoughts about it. I'm not saying this was a supernatural experience, okay? I'm just saying it was odd, and I'm still trying to figure it out. How about that, Ian?
You know what? Let's run with that. You know, we've been telling our viewers for a couple of different podcasts now that we were going to talk about this, and the time is now, Steve. So let's tell the story.
Okay, so we went camping up there a few years ago. This was back during COVID, and we took one of these trails through these beautiful redwoods, and we went on a 13-mile hike. It's a beautiful day. We had backpacks, we had water, we brought some sandwiches like we usually do. I want you to just feel yourself out there in the woods. It's a beautiful area. And Anthony, by the way, we got to get you out in the woods someday. I mean, we really need to. We need to bring up your game.
Steve, I tell you what, I'm working on accumulating. I think there was like 14 or 15 camping items or hiking items that you need in your backpack, and I don't have too many on me right now, but I'm working on getting to that level so I can do it right.
Well, it sounds like you're going to need one of our adventure kits to help you fill out that pack faster, Ann.
Steve, I'm excited about the adventure kit, and you know what? There's something in that adventure kit that can definitely help you when you're out there, you know, with just you and Mother Nature.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right.
Yep.
So we're on the trail, and there's very few people. It was an all-day hike, 13 miles, beautiful scenery. We're literally out there by ourselves, as we're hiking, it's probably in the middle of the day. We're probably 7 or 8 miles in, and we're in a thick forest. Again, nothing but nature. And all of a sudden, we start hearing this noise. And it was very strange noise, something that my wife and I have never heard before. And so we stop moving, and the noise stops. And we're looking around, we're looking up. Nothing to be seen. You know, we know birds are in the area. Birds can make noises, but it sounded like it wasn't like directly near us. It was just a little bit farther away, you know, like so it wouldn't be a bird. Anyway, so we start moving again. The sound comes back. We stop again. The sound keeps going for a couple seconds, then it stops. So obviously, whatever's making the sound is aware of us. And it can either hear us or it can see us, one of the two, because it was clearly stopping every time we stopped. And to me, what was really strange is it sounded like ancient drums. Now, I can't describe the sound. Now, my wife said it was more like knocking. I thought it was more like ancient drums. And it was probably, you know, like 100 yards away. And this went on for a couple minutes. And, you know, you're out there, there's nobody around, you can't see anything, and you're hearing drums in the middle of the woods. It was the strangest thing. And so we finally kept walking after we weren't unable to identify anything. And I know this is going to sound really weird, okay? But I just felt that whatever that noise was, it was like a welcoming sound. I don't know how to describe it. It was like, it wasn't like get out of here. You know, have you seen those TV shows, Anth? Terror in the Woods, or people are running out of the woods being chased. You ever watch something like that?
Right. Now, let me preface one thing. This is also considered squatchy territory, right?
This is where a lot of Bigfoot sightings are. There's a lot of people that go up north to hunt Bigfoot. In fact, there's a town up there in Northern California, not too far from here, where it's got Bigfoot all over the place. So, yeah, a lot of the shows on TV are in Northern California. So this is a known place for Bigfoot, okay? So again, very strange encounter, very strange noises, just very weird. Nothing. It's never happened to us before, okay? Something could see us. Something was tracking us. Something knew when we were moving, when we were stopped. and it was making, like I said, an ancient drum noise. To me, my wife said it was knocking. So, what do you make of that, Anth?
Well, I mean, I don't
What
know
can
if you
you make
guys
of it,
drink.
right?
I don't know if you guys drink around the campfire at night.
We
You know
were
what I
not
mean?
drinking, no.
You were having, just
So,
a rough start to your day. But yeah, I don't. Hey, look, that's what this Bigfoot thing is.
I,
It's really a strange
it's
phenomenon,
strange.
and yeah.
And a lot
So
of
go
people,
ahead.
yeah, and a lot of people that report these things. I mean, I think I'm a rational person. I don't make stuff up. There's a lot of different people that report sounds or sights, and
Yeah,
we don't know what it is, but it's hard to just say
we
it's
don't.
nothing, right?
Right. Hey Steve, you've been hiking a lot, right?
Right.
You've been all over the place, and this was an experience that was something different,
It
out of the
was,
ordinary, right?
yes, yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, um, if that was the only thing that happened, then I'd say, just whatever, just whatever,
Steve,
things happen.
Steve, wait a minute. I have to say this.
Yes,
Like there was I love this saying when you tell the story, and then we all think it's over.
yes.
And there's that line, and now the rest of the story,
And now the
right?
rest of the story. Yeah, so people are
And
thinking,
now,
well, oh, come on,
yeah,
Steve, that's no big deal.
okay, no big deal.
You
You
were
heard
hearing a
some
bird,
noises,
yeah, you were hearing,
exactly.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
an
right.
animal moving around or
It
whatever.
doesn't
Okay,
end there, Steve. Go
I'm
ahead.
with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So later that night, we're in our campground, and we wanna walk at night to this open meadow so I can take some pictures of the stars. And they said that in this big open meadow, you might see a bear or two. So we were going to go out there at sunset, see if we could see a bear, and then take some pictures of the stars, trying to learn how to get a good night shot with my camera. So this is what we did. Now, whenever you go into a campsite where there's bears present, the campground host or the people that are checking you in will always tell you, hey, make sure you put your stuff up. Make sure there's bear lockers in many Northern California locations because there's bears roaming around. And if you put your food in your tent, they will come in to get it. You don't want them there. You lock it up in the locker and they can't get it. These lockers are designed so the bears can't open them. The bears are actually very smart. They can open car doors. So they have a little design on them so it makes them difficult to open. Okay, so they always tell you that when you're going in. They're always warning you there's bears around here. All right,
Steve, I just have to come in here for a minute.
Yeah.
This is the whistle that we're going to be including in that adventure pack, right?
Yes.
Is really something, and not just because of bears. I hope no one ever runs into a bear, but if you ever get lost, right?
Right.
Or you had an incident where you need to let someone know where you're at, always, and sometimes it's something as simple as that we forget, and
Absolutely.
just
remember
again,
this, and just remember this, especially where we were, and especially in a lot of forested areas, they're not going to be able to see you. You're
Right.
covered in forest. They're not going to be able to spot you with binoculars or anything. But that whistle, that sound travels a long way.
Yeah. So and Steve, now you can with a pair of the Sierra Bub purchase, one of the items you're going to get, we're going to include the whistle.
Right.
Right.
Right, and
Okay, go ahead.
these kits are designed so we're trying to add value to your experience, so you don't have to go out and buy
Sure.
each one of them individually. You're going to get a deal on the overall price, and you're going to be able to fill your backpack quicker.
Gotcha. Go
Okay,
ahead.
back to the story. All right, so we go out to this meadow. It's I don't know, maybe a half mile from our campsite, maybe a little more. And when we get there, I start setting up my camera. We start taking night shots, and we realize that we forgot to put our stuff away at our campsite. Everything's sitting on the picnic table, our cooler, our food bag, all the stuff that we keep out, my tools bag, everything was left out. Darn. Anyway, so we stay there. We take the night shots. I'm like, I don't think there's any bears around right now. We'll just take some pictures here. We did see some bears in the meadow. Actually, a little bear playing around with another one. And then night falls, and after about an hour or so, we head back to the camp. When we walk back to the camp, we experienced something that we haven't experienced in all my years of camping. It's never occurred. It's never happened. And it really stunned both of us. And when you put this together with what happened earlier in the day, it just, I don't know what to call it, Anth. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theory person. But as we walked back into our campsite, there was only one thing left sitting on the table. We're walking around. We're like, we've been robbed. Somebody came in here and stole all our stuff. I don't know why they'd steal it. It's coolers. It's food. You know, it's not, you're not going to go on eBay and sell this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there was one thing left sitting on the table. So I noticed that the bear container was closed.
Right.
And usually the bear container is like 10 to 20 feet from your campsite. You know, they're right there. So, it's not right next to the area where you're setting up your tent. So I walk over to the bear container area. I open it up. All of our stuff is sitting in the bear container. We don't know who we have no idea how it got in there. It's never happened before in all the years we've camping. No one's ever touched our stuff. But there was one thing that was left sitting on the picnic table. And this is what's really weird. Not everything that we had sitting on the table was food. Some of it was a lighter and a little tool kit I carry. And, some of it was food and cooler and stuff like that, right? So all that was in the bear container. But there was one thing left on the picnic table. And this is what really got me the most. Are you ready for this, Ann? I know I'm holding this to the end. Have I got your attention?
I know.
Is everybody
Steve,
listening? Okay.
What was it? A cold beer? Did he leave you? He left you a cold beer, Steve?
Yeah.
After your hike?
Okay. That's a good one.
Scratch that from the record. Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay.
We're trying to be serious. Go ahead,
yeah,
Steve.
Let's be serious here. Come on. I'm trying to tell a serious story. You're making fun of me.
I'm thinking you're out on a midnight hike.
I'm exposing myself here and my integrity, and you're. Okay.
No, go ahead.
It was not a beer.
Okay.
The only thing left sitting on the table in the middle of the picnic table was my trail cam. Everything else was locked up in the bear container. Now, Anth, I don't know who would have done this. People that camp do not touch other people's stuff. They don't put it in a bear locker. And they certainly, if they were going to put everything away, why didn't they put everything in there? My trail cam that I carry, I usually set the trail cam up facing the tent, trying to catch some animals coming by at night. And that was the only thing that was left sitting on the picnic table. That's what really got me. So you take what happened earlier in the day, another thing that's never happened to us, and now you take where all of our stuff was put up, locked away, except one thing. I don't know what it means, but it became a very strange experience for us. Now, I did set the trail cam up that night. I got nothing on it, but this was the first time we went up to Northwest California in this area, and it was a really strange experience, 2 strange experiences within a day, and I still today don't know how to explain it. Now, could have a human came by and put it away? Yes, it's possible. Could the camp host have came and put it away? Yeah, it's possible. It's never happened before. Never, ever.
Sure.
So I don't know what to make of it. Maybe people have had a similar experience. But if you could comment below, we'll put this on YouTube. Let us know your comments. Have you ever had a camp host come by and take all your stuff up off the picnic table and put it in the bear container, except one item? And have you ever had an experience like we did walking in the woods, where we heard these noises that stopped and started as we stopped and started, like an ancient drum noise? And so that is my story, Anth, that appropriately goes with the area named Avenue of the Giants. So I was going to title this, Was It a Bigfoot? I don't know. It was squatchy territory. It was a unique experience, but this is the beauty of nature, of getting out, having experiences, and talking about them. And this is what makes camping and everything we do so fun and important, because it does give you new life experiences that you haven't had before, and it makes you relax, it reduces stress. And so even to today, I'm telling this story that we had from one camping trip. So
Steve, reduces stress, makes you relax. It's great exercise.
Yes.
And you don't have to go clear out to Humboldt Redwoods State Park to experience that. There's a lot of state campgrounds in your area that you could explore. And I encourage you, I think, Steve, you would say the same thing, to get out there and enjoy the outdoors, because it really is something that is something to take in. And while you're out there, make sure you have the right gear. And that's what Adventure Outdoors with Anthony and Steve is going to help you out with. Okay, any closing remarks, Steve, before we wrap this up? I think you did a great job of sharing that story with us. Anything else for our viewers?
Well, that's it for this episode, Anthony. I want to invite them back to join us for the next one. We're going to have stories. We're going to talk about locations. We're going to talk about gear. We're going to talk about everything outdoors, and bring them another exciting chapter in this podcast series.
Okay, that's great. And Steve, I just want to let our viewers know, if you enjoy this podcast and you want to keep this podcast from being powered by more than just morning caffeine, like us, right, Steve? Like us on Apple
hit the
Podcasts.
Like button on YouTube. Follow us on Apple
YouTube.
Podcasts.
Subscribe to us. It only takes, all you do is take your finger and hit the button.
It's free.
And then
it's absolutely free.
Yes. And you're ready to go.
Yes.
But seriously, folks, I want to thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Take care.